You're on mute, dude.
We should try that again. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We'll try that one more time. Welcome again to yet another episode of the GAJ podcast. Now that y'all can hear me, we can keep going. Yeah. We are on episode 22. Getting a little closer to being able to rent a car. And if you didn't know, it was one of our hosts' birthdays. Alex, happy birthday, brother.
Thank you very much.
A few days ago. We'll get Johnny to wish you happy birthday too when he hopefully hops on a little bit later. I think he is working because we have responsibilities that aren't necessarily podcast related. So, you have the two bio bros for this week's show, unless Johnny can pop on a little bit later, which we hope he does, because we will miss him if he doesn't. What is going on today? What is going on? Let me check my stuff. Oh, as always, Ashley a cameo challenge. If you see her, if she pops in, I don't think I'm going to necessarily interrupt the conversation as abruptly as I have been, but we'd still love to have you guys comment when she pops in with "Hi Ashley" and add a timestamp on there. We'll see who's closest to getting it right. All right, subscriber watch. Let's share the screen so y'all can see what's going on. We're going to do window, that window, share it. YouTube, still on 11 subscribers. I'm hoping that's going to change here in the next week, and I think we'll go over that a little bit, why I feel like that's in the works. But keep an eye out. Hopefully you can help us add to our subscriber count very soon. Still on 5 on Spotify. We're still getting a few plays, so I'm not too disappointed. But if you wouldn't mind, if you're out there and you're listening, we'd love to have you join the crew and be a subscriber on YouTube and or Spotify. And we appreciate any help that you're willing to lend us on that front. All right, so subscriber watch. What's next? What's for dinner? What'd you have for dinner, dude?
A really big turkey and cheese sandwich because I bought a lot of turkey because it was on sale today at the grocery store. And then it wasn't enough to fill me up, so I made a pretty big peanut butter and jelly sandwich to chase it.
You know what? I like it. You know why? Because that's like savory dinner, sweet dessert. Without
peanut butter and
going
jelly
crazy.
is kind of like my go-to when I'm like, well, I don't have any
Sweet treat?
rule against sweets.
Yeah.
I do allow myself peanut butter and jelly.
Dude, if you really want to make it a nice sweet treat, get you some Nutella and put it on there also. Oh, bro.
That starts going down too far. Peanut butter
Or
always gives me a good amount of protein because it's
Sure.
all about getting the protein.
yeah, that's fair.
When I'm working out.
You know what you could do though? That would actually probably be pretty decent for the macros. Get like just like loose granola, like homemade granola, and sprinkle that on the peanut butter before you put the jelly side down on it. That's good, and it adds a nice little crunch, and granola is good for you. It's good fiber. You know what I mean? Because fiber helps us poop.
I don't need
Pooping's
any
good
help
for
with
you.
that.
That's fair. That's fair, but fiber's still good for you. Cancels out some of them carbs, you know what I mean? I was not as healthy. I met up with a friend tonight after work because he was coming through town for his work. So, as you do when you live in Kansas City, you bring your friends and your family to a barbecue place, and we went to Q39. So I had a Mr. Burns sandwich Which, if you were not
Mr. Burns,
Mr. Burns,
like from The Simpsons.
like from The Simpsons, but
Oh, excellent.
yeah, it's more for the burnt ends on the sandwich. So it's burnt ends with barbecue sauce, onion straws, and pepper jack cheese on a
Ooh,
bun.
pepper jack cheese.
Yeah, dude, very good sandwich. I actually still have some of it left over, so I think I'm gonna dig into that a little bit later, if Ashley hasn't dug into it already. But yeah, that's what I had, and that kind of leads us to out and about. I've had a pretty interesting couple weeks. As we talked about last week, I went to Michigan, saw some of my high school buddies that you know very well. So I've known those guys for, 30 years now. So we've been doing that trip for, 25 of those years. Probably about 25 of those years. And then tonight, I mentioned I had a buddy come through town. A buddy that I've been friends with for 22, 23 years. My buddy Ben. Shout out to you, Ben, because I know you said you're going to look out for this podcast and send it to the whole crew. That's my Wright State crew. Go Raiders. Love you, Lenny. If you know, you know. That's for the crew. I'll explain that once upon a time when we have them on as a guest. Alex, I think you know what you've heard of Lenny Fest. I think we started that during spring break. It's what we called Kevin, and he hated it, and
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but we just kept doing it. But yeah, so shout out to the crew from Wright State. If or when Ben gets a link and then gets it out to you guys, hopefully you'll hit that subscribe button for us and maybe even contribute to the comments and enjoy our podcast about nothing. But yeah, that's my out and about. How about you, man? What you been up to?
Well, last week my birthday naturally fell on a resting day, so I didn't have to lift, which was great.
Nice.
So, I ate some Filipino food, which is
Hell yeah.
where I got it from. It's okay Filipino food. It's not like great.
You know what?
It's just
where
what's
I
close
live,
to me.
yeah, I was
Close to
saying
me.
where I live, okay Filipino food is great Filipino food because I can't get great Filipino food here in Kansas City without
Yeah, there's no great one by
making
me.
it myself.
But that's what I wanted to eat. Then I had a free movie ticket, so I saw the movie Trap, which is the new M. Night Shyamalan movie. Even though I heard it's bad, I saw people complaining about it, but it's one of those
They
movies
said it's
that's like,
bad shit. We were talking about Ashley and I were talking about going to see it.
it's one of those things where it's like you have to experience it in a movie theater. Just 'cause
Oh,
it has
okay, because we do want to see it in the theater.
Semi-thriller elements to it, what's the twist or what's going on. So yeah, it stars Josh Hartnett, and I think he was really good in it because he plays a psycho dude.
Dude, I think the whole premise of that movie is very interesting. So I do want to go
there's
see
quite
it.
a bit of Hollywood nepotism because the story involves a Taylor Swift type concert, like her own Eras tour.
Yeah.
It's
He's not spoiling anything, folks, if you've watched a preview.
It's on the trailer. But the pop singer is a real pop singer that just so happens to be M. Night Shyamalan's daughter.
Oh, nice.
So before I saw some reviews saying that it's too much of M. Night trying to
Shameless plug.
his daughter's
deal.
screen prowess.
You made a
So I was
movie
like,
to
I
promote
had
your
that in mind. I was
daughter.
watching the movie, but you know what? I thought it worked because it makes you feel like you're at a concert.
Okay.
Even though
All
it's
right.
so much focus on, look at this pop star doing pop star shit. And then it gets back to, look at this psycho doing psycho shit. So I thought showcasing his daughter, well, it is nepotism, kind of a cheap thing to do, but
you know what? I don't know her. I'm probably not going to know her after the movie anyway, so...
Her last name is Shalaman, like her dad.
Like in the movie?
Oh no, her name's like Lady Raven or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's why I won't know.
But I I enjoyed the movie. I mean, there's a lot of parts where you're like, yeah, that's kind of a stretch right there. Or, that was convenient, but
Yeah. Well,
no,
you know
seeing
what?
the negative reviews, so I kind of have a little bit of a lowered expectation. So when I went in, I
Sometimes that
saw what they
helps
put
me.
in there.
Sometimes I like that something got bad reviews because historically, anyway, I've liked a lot of movies that got terrible reviews. So
Yeah, I still say I enjoyed it, especially seeing it in the movie theater.
yeah, I do want to see it in the theater. So I think we'll take your advice on that one, and maybe go, I don't know, this weekend or something. So
Yeah, if you see that at home, you're not going to get that creepiness factor that you get from M. Night movies. Because he does like this real close-up shots. Like there's a conversation between two people, and it's like this.
yeah, I don't like those.
Why are there so many cops here?
That's actually something I don't necessarily like about M. Night Shyamalan movies. I'm not like a follower or a disciple in any way. I like some of his movies, and I think there's some movies that I don't like. And to be quite honest, I don't even know which ones are which. So
It's
a good
not
movie. I
great,
like it.
but
It doesn't really
it's not
doesn't really
shitty,
matter
though.
who. Yeah.
I think it's worth watching just to get a little creepiness, to get a little thriller action in there.
All right. I hear
So
what
watch
you're
that
saying.
movie.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Picking
One
up
of
what
my
you're putting down.
old buddies from college, Nick, he actually sent me a premium action figure. This one right here. Oops. He sent me a
Cyclops. Ooh, it's even got the laser beams and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's got a lot of stuff you can put on there.
Sweet.
But this is actually a premium figure. It's not like the cheap ones that I get.
Nick
So
actually,
actually,
he commented on, was it on Instagram maybe, on one of my pictures because Ashley posted something of us in Michigan and he put on there "fuck Michigan" the whole state or something like that.
That's
So
all
it was
right.
kind of funny. Thanks, Nick. That was made me laugh.
Yeah, other than that, at night I watched the Joe Rogan live special on Netflix, which was
Ooh, good.
not as funny as I thought it would be.
Uh oh.
I've been watching Joe Rogan. I've been listening to Joe Rogan's podcast for like 13 years, 14, I don't even know how long. So I've been a fan of his podcast, been a fan of his comedy, but it just felt like he just wasn't as good this time. The one thing about Joe Rogan is if you're a fan of Joe Rogan's podcast, you'll kind of explore his friends, and you realize that his friends are way funnier than he is.
Yeah, yeah.
For
And I
Christ, or Tom Segura.
I don't even
other
think
guys.
he would disagree with you, to be honest. I think he's just he's having fun, and
Yeah,
so he just doesn't care. I mean, that's his whole thing with his podcast. Everybody, people used to tell him like it's too long. You should make it shorter. Like, no, he's having fun with the format that he's got, and sometimes it's 45 minutes, sometimes it's 3.5 hours.
Yeah, the key to enjoying Joe Rogan is to kind of slot him in the right category. He's not going to be the best source of information on anything outside of UFC, and he says that in the special.
And he absolutely admits it. Let me think. Oh, so I saw a clip. It might have been yesterday. He was talking about the women's Olympic boxer that she got disqualified. Not in the Olympics, a previous tournament, because I guess piecing it together from other stories I've read, I guess she beat this Russian female fighter, and they did some sort of this boxing federation that's run by corrupt Russians, I guess, and not like the official World Boxing Organization, or they're not even sanctioned by like the International Olympic Committee, the IOC. They said they ran tests and she did not qualify in some way as a female, but they wouldn't share what tests they did. They wouldn't share whether it was a chromosome thing. They just said that they don't think she's a male, or they don't think she's a female, so they disqualified her. Well, unfortunately, that came out on, and Joe Rogan was even saying, well, she's a man, she shouldn't have been fighting anyway. And then literally the same show, they look it up, and he actually sees the source of where it came from. And he's like, well, they're not, to be honest, they're not very credible. So maybe she wasn't. And if they're not disclosing what they did, what they tested, and what satisfied or didn't satisfy certain requirements, it's questionable. And then he looked up even further, and she was born a girl, raised a girl. She's from Algeria, where transgenderism is outlawed. And apparently, this is from a different source, her mother helped her hide her training for boxing because her father disapproved of women in boxing. Women in combat, I should say. So, yeah, take it for what you will. Joe Rogan, to your point, Joe Rogan doesn't claim to be any exceeding expert, and that's actually who he tries to have on his podcast, aside from just comedians, right? Yeah. So
when it was back to a special, it was more like, for some of it, and some of it was funny, but some of it, I felt like he was just trying to justify some of the shit that he said and has done. It got kind of lame when he was doing that. So it was more like, well, I said this, because of that, and I got caught saying this, and I'm like, oh god. And then sometimes some part of the special, I felt like he just wanted to say some offensive word just to say it, or some offensive just to say it, and it just felt weird because he's doing it in San Antonio, which is obviously very very conservative. So he's talking about like Christ and stuff. Believe it in Christ. I'm like, I've been listening to Joe Rogan for 13 years. He has never once mentioned anything about that. So I thought he was just pointing to the audience.
Not in a way that he's a believer, right? Like,
yeah.
That he's subscribing to it. He's
like, maybe he was just trying to feel.
I think he's talked about religion before, but not.
For something that's been following for so long, I was like, this doesn't feel like him.
Interesting.
So when that special ended, I was like, well, I wanted to like it. I don't hate it. But then I feel like YouTube felt my vibe, and it fed me like the latest Brad Williams special that's on YouTube, which was from a couple months ago. I'm a big fan of Brad Williams. I'm a big fan of Brad Williams. So I watched that for an hour, and that just kind of made my night because it was legit great.
You know what's funny? You know what I think about when I heard you say that? Brad Williams. We grew up with a kid named Brad Williams, remember?
We grew up with a kid named Brad Williams. Well, this is definitely a different person because Brad Williams is the midget.
Oh. Is he the guy... Was he in Elf?
Was he in Elf?
Yeah.
No, that's probably Peter Dinklage.
Oh, yeah, duh. Okay, never mind.
From Game of Thrones. And he does
you're right.
He does mention Peter Dinklage in pretty much all his specials.
Yeah, why not? Got something in common, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Brad Williams special, excellent. Joe Rogan's, meh.
Okay.
I'm probably giving it more credit than it should. It's probably pretty bad.
So, probably not worth putting at the top of the watch list.
No.
Okay.
It was live, so that's kind of what drew me to it. Because it's like, all right, I want to watch it before they edit anything out. Like the Tom Brady roast.
Oh. So you actually watched it while it was being recorded, or?
I don't know. I don't know if they edit anything, if they have edited anything out. It doesn't seem to be a huge hit like the Tom Brady roast was. Because when Tom Brady roast happened and he started editing it out, those stores were everywhere. So I was like, shit. So what I watched was already cut down, and then what you watched was even more cut down.
I'll say I don't even know if I saw the whole thing.
I didn't see the whole thing.
Kind of disappointing.
And I watched it the night after.
Yeah, that's disappointing. Oh, well. Well, that I guess it kind of kicks off our breaking news. But, breaking news, if you didn't already know from the title of this episode. Happy birthday again, Alex!
Yay.
Comment below, guys. If you're ever going to comment on Alex's birthday. Happy birthday, Alex. And happy birthday to my boy Ben that came through Kansas City and thought to give me a call so we could meet up, have a drink, and a little bit of barbecue. So happy birthday to you as well, my brother. Yeah, breaking news. Breaking news. What's first? What's first? Oh, Cybertruck versus minivan. We kind of talked about it last week because Ashley had mentioned it. Because we were bitching about the Cybertruck, right? How stupid it is. And Ashley made her cameo and said she saw a video of it, of that versus the minivan. Well, as it so happens, I found the video and it's pretty funny. So let's take a little peek at it here. Let me pause this music for a minute. And then let me add my screen back on. Tell me if you, Alex, tell me if, when I start playing this, tell me if you can hear it. Can you hear
Nope.
it?
Nope.
Shoot.
There's no audio.
Well, that's not going to do any good.
On a side note, it's been 2 days in a row since I've seen a Cybertruck, which means I haven't driven anywhere.
I feel like you guys see those a lot more out there than we do here.
I see them every day that I drive.
But I'm starting to see them a lot more here, too.
But I've barely driven the past 2 days. I didn't think I drove anywhere yesterday, so didn't really have a chance to see one.
You know what? I'm going to put a link to this video because it's pretty funny. Like, this mom's just, like, making fun of, like, the Cybertruck commercial that says things like, why a Cybertruck is better than a minivan. You can put a stroller in it. And she throws her fucking stroller in her minivan. It's got, I don't know, a couple, I can't remember. But, here, let me find a link. And we'll just share it with y'all. So, let me come back to this. We'll just edit that. Enter. Show it. There it is. There's the Cybertruck deal. Link. Pretty good. Pretty funny. If you like the Cybertruck as much as I do, you'll get a good laugh out of that one. Why are you gonna spend $100 and something thousand on that thing when you can spend a quarter of that on a minivan? So, anyway, what's next? The heat wave, man. Dude, has it been as hot out there as it has been here in Kansas City? Because I'm telling you, for the last week, all the way up until, I'd say yesterday, I mean, we were getting up north of 100 degrees on a pretty daily basis. And
Depends where you're at out here. My area is not
okay.
going to be that hot because I'm right by the ocean. You go to the desert, you're going to be baking out there.
Yeah, but at least the ocean, like any breeze coming off the water is going to be cooling.
Yeah, it doesn't get as hot in my area.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Maybe we got to 80 maybe today.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Out here in the mid coast, especially like Kansas, Missouri, when it gets hot and humid like that, man, if the wind blows, man, it feels like a hairdryer. And Sunday got a little rough because I subbed for Lillian's softball team, which they had a doubleheader, and oh my god, it was hot. Like I already committed, so I showed up, but had I thought more about the weather, I might have skipped softball on Sunday. But yesterday wasn't nearly as bad, and today was fantastic, quite frankly. If Ben wasn't in town, I probably would have came home, grabbed the golf clubs, and played a few holes of golf before coming in here to record with you. But I don't know if it's over, which is ironic because overall, and I don't know if it's the same out where you are, but here, generally speaking, we've had a pretty mild summer. The last week has been incredibly hot, like closing out on some record highs, but overall, it's been a pretty mild summer for us Kansas Cityans. But I think, and I'll be honest, I didn't read this article. I think they're saying we might be in for more next week. So enjoy the weather this week, folks, because I think it's about to start cooking again next week. If you like the heat, congratulations. I'm not a big. I don't mind heat. I'm not a big fan of humidity, and that's what makes it that
The
much
flip side
worse.
about living in my
Here.
area where it doesn't get too hot is that no one here has air conditioning unless you
Weird.
figure out how to install it yourself.
Holy crap.
My
That's
apartment is an oven.
that damn. I didn't know you didn't have air conditioning. I don't know if I could do that.
It
I
actually
don't
gets
know if I could
worse
do it.
around, I'm going to say late September, October. It gets really hot in my apartment.
That would suck. So how many fans do you have on?
Two.
And
One right
two.
next to me and one over there. It's not as strong.
Do you ever do the thing where you put one like in an open window, pulling air in, and then one in another open window, pushing air out, so you can create kind of like
Well, I only
airflow?
have one window, so I can't do that.
Oh yeah, that's not going to work very well. Well, that sucks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could live without air conditioning. At least not here. Not here in Kansas City. It's too hot. I'm from the north, so it's I don't I used air conditioning more in my first year living here in Kansas City than in 10 years living in uh, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So I don't know if that gives you an idea of just how much hotter it is here in Kansas City than the north central states. But yeah, it's hot. Stay cool out there. Drink lots of water. Stay hydrated. What else in breaking news? Gotta mention it. Probably won't spend too much time on it because I just don't care. Vice President Harris has a running mate. His name is Tim Walz, and he is the governor of Minnesota.
Minnesota.
That is quite literally all I know about him. Oh, he's an old white guy. I'll show you. There he is. There he is. Old white guy.
He's old, but he's still like almost 2 decades younger than Trump and Biden.
That's probably true. Um, we are not political analysts or experts or even fans, so we're just sharing something in case anybody wants to get all crazy about our views or lack of views. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just saying. Vice President Harris has picked a running mate, and his name is Tim Walz, currently governor of Minnesota.
I took a peek on
So
Twitter, which is never a good idea. Good God, were people waiting for that? Just so they can find something negative to say.
yeah,
Find
I
something negative to
mean,
say about him. Okay, here it is.
so
Well, he's white. He's fully white, so they can't do the biracial slam.
yeah. Excuse me. Let's go against the grain. I'll be honest. I'm not a huge fan of Kamala Harris, but congratulations. Sounds like you are well on your way to a campaign. I don't know. That's all I got. That's all I got. So moving on. What do we got next? Oh, this one I love. Congrats, Mongo, Steve McMichael, and Devin Hester, former Chicago Bears greats. Well, Chicago Bears greats. Former Chicago Bears, still great. They were inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. Um, I'm pretty happy about this, more in particular for Mongo. If you know anything about him, you know he is pretty old and very sick, and you know his family has been encouraging him to hang on so that he could live to see his bust, which you can see his wife next to now, get inducted into the Hall of Fame. So congratulations, Mongo. You were a great. You are still great, and now everybody will know it forever. So cheers to Mongo. Cheers to Devin Hester, who basically changed the game, and you'll never see it again because they keep changing the rules around the kickoff.
And
And
cheers to the
punts.
Bears for winning the Hall of Fame game.
Yes,
It
sir.
ended
Bear
early.
down, Chicago Bears. Let's go. Let's
Or the
go.
Bears' second squad. What do you call them?
They're not starters. That's
They're not
we'll just go.
starters. They
They
beat
were a whole bunch of not
Houston's
starters.
non-starters.
They beat a whole bunch of not starters. So, but our not starters were better than their not starters. So that was cool. I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
for 2.5 quarters until they made everyone go inside because of thunder and lightning, and then they just
Oh, I
said,
did. They did.
"We're done."
I'll be honest. I didn't watch it, so I didn't even know they didn't finish the game.
They didn't finish it. They stopped in the third quarter.
That's all right. You know, it happens. Got to keep people safe, especially that's a smaller field. So if something comes down, like there's a better chance that there's.
Yeah, and if you watch the Bears on Hard Knocks, which was just released today, the 1st episode on Max, they covered the Hall of Fame game. So you can
okay.
see, some of the
So it's very like
behind
very
the
current.
scenes, some of the mic'd up footage that they caught.
Okay. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to watch that. I didn't really want to watch Hard Knocks, but it's the
I'm only
Bears.
watching- It's the
so-
Bears. I wouldn't watch it if it was the Jets. Or no, I'd
No,
watch it if
why?
it was the Steelers because I'd want to see what's happening with Justin Fields, or if it was the Texans because of C.J. Stroud.
I don't even think I would. I think it's just the Bears. I might take some interest in the Chiefs, but that's hardly Hard Knocks. They're on a pretty good run. I don't know if you can consider them eligible for Hard Knocks. But yeah. So yeah, check it out because the Bears. Summer Olympic updates. Medal count. Let's bring that up because that's gotten pretty interesting. When we looked at it last week, China was leading everybody in gold medals. The United States was leading in medals, but China was still leading in gold medals. USA, baby. America. We're now leading in gold medals. In fact, we're leading in silver medals and bronze medals too, from what I can tell. And then obviously, overall medals, 86 to China's 59.
That's a big disparity there for that total.
That's because we're awesome and they're not. By the way, sorry about all the coughing. Allergies kicked in this week and throat's a little bit dry. Stay hydrated. I wish water could sponsor us. That'd be pretty cool. Standouts. I was thinking about standouts in the Olympics. And the Philippines, which we also love, won their first, I think, medal ever. And it was a gold medal by a male gymnast. I think it was on the floor exercise. I thought it was on the vault, but somebody else told me it was on the floor. So, congratulations to our parents, to the motherland, if you will. The Filipinos.
Didn't they get
The
a medal
Philippines.
last? Didn't they get a medal last Summer Olympics in weightlifting, female weightlifting?
Was it? Okay, well then maybe this was the first gold medal ever for the Philippines.
Might be first gold medal.
Whatever, cool. You know, Filipino. That's from Black Eyed Peas, if you don't know. But yeah, we're kicking ass. Have you been watching? What have you been watching? Because I know you've been watching, but what have you been watching? What's
I've been
kind of stood
watching.
out to you?
I've
Anything?
watched YouTube clips from women's beach volleyball because YouTube wanted me to watch it.
Yeah. I guess you did mention that. I've been watching a lot. Like I have watched. This is probably the last week and a half is probably the least I've watched YouTube in probably over a year because I pretty much just have the Olympics on all the time. And I'll watch anything. Like, I've watched more basketball in the last 2 days than I have in the last, like, 10 years just because it's in the Olympics. No surprise, U.S. beat Brazil today. So, but you know what? I will say this. And I think you have to attribute this to the original, really the only dream team. Basketball is more competitive than ever. I mean, look, they kicked the shit out of Brazil today, but they've had some tough games along the way already. Like single point differentials. So basketball is definitely an international game. I mean, it has been for over a decade now, probably 20 years now since the Dream Team. But it's kind of cool that the U.S. Hey, I'm rooting for the U.S., but it's kind of cool that they aren't just walking over everybody. It's kind of cool that it's not just a foregone conclusion, right? I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I think it's kind of cool.
They should still be walking over everyone. Well, they beat Brazil by a good amount.
I think they beat Brazil by like 40, maybe 50. I can't remember. U.S. women's gymnastics, pretty dominant. I mean, the team game, they crush it again. However, I believe it was, I don't know what event it was. Was it the uneven bars? They got beat out by, well, a Brazilian. I just thought about that. Simone Biles came in with a silver, and I think it was Jordan Childs got the bronze.
Sorry, Chicago Bears fan, Simone Biles.
Chicago Bears fan, Simone Biles. Yep. Wife of the Chicago Bears. So she's jumped up my cool list a little bit. She's made the coolest now. I'll be honest. I didn't really care that much until her husband played for the Bears because he played for the Butt Packers before that. So,
and on this episode of Hard Knocks, Simone Biles is featured because Jonathan Owens does FaceTimer.
Nice
on the show, and it talks about him being allowed to go to Paris to watch her compete, and then shows him watching her when he gets back home to Chicago.
Yeah, I think that's cool that he got to go watch her compete. I mean, that's a big deal. You know, you want to. I think it's. I thought it was appropriate that they let him, go support his wife on such a big stage. So, way to go, Chicago Bears. Some surprises. U.S. fencing won their first medal ever, which is pretty cool. And did you see the women's rugby sevens team?
No, I heard they're doing well though.
Well, they won the bronze. They upset Australia in like the last final seconds of the game. I don't know what her name was, but she ran it back for basically the length of the field and then had to tie it and then had short try kick. I don't know what they call it. I'm not good at rugby. To win it by 1 and secure the gold medal. So congratulations, U.S. women's rugby sevens team.
Rugby is one of the sports that I wish would have gotten more attention in the U.S.
Yeah.
That and lacrosse. Lacrosse looks cool as shit.
Lacrosse is fun. I just
never really picked up. I mean, there's a professional lacrosse league, but it's like no one knows about them.
It's the tough part is it's like one of those like privileged rich kid sports because it's expensive to get into and secure like time and whatever. So, but it is fun. I remember kind of playing with it with some whatever gear they could find in middle school, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Oh man, men's gymnastics did well. They medaled for the first time in 20 years. I believe that was a team event. I don't know what they did in individuals. I haven't seen any of that. But they've got that one kid that does the pommel horse, I think. He wears glasses, so they're calling him like Clark Kent and Superman, I guess. Good for you, kid. Work it out. Live it up. Get that fame. Katie Ledecky, no surprise. She's been pretty good. She is, however, now the most decorated female Olympian, I believe. I don't know if she's the most decorated. I don't know if that's just as an American or if that's ever, no matter what country. So, but congratulations, Katie Ledecky. Way to represent these United States. What was a little bit disappointing was the mixed 4x400 relay team. The U.S. team broke the world record in the semifinal race and then didn't even medal in the final race. Ouch. I'm just going to say that. Ouch. Ouch. The ones I watched in the last day, though, were pretty fun to watch. I don't know if you've seen, if you were watching any of the track and field events, or I think they just call it athletics now. Gabby Thomas dominated the 200. That was fucking cool. And then a race that, I'll be honest, I don't normally watch because the distance races they just don't pique my interest that much until the end. But the 1500, Cole Hawker, it's a race that all the analysts were absolutely sure it was either going to be the dude from Great Britain or the dude from the Netherlands. I can't remember if it's the Netherlands or Sweden. But they've been so dominant, like nobody even thought anybody else was going to win. And Cole Hawker ran an incredible race and pulled it out right at the end. He was very, very patient. And then when they got to the last 200 meters, he got on the heels of the top three and just waited, got into 100 yards, and then just kicked and blew past everyone to steal the gold medal. So way to go, Cole Hawker.
So when he
Spin
finished,
that thing,
the Hawker Tua,
I feel like there's got to be a meme, and now I'm going to look for it after we're done here.
I was on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if this is this Olympics because you never know on Twitter. They feed you a lot of fucked up information, but it showed power walking. I don't know how long they power walk for, but I think it was a chick from Spain. She's approaching the finish line as first, and she starts celebrating.
Oh yeah!
Early,
oh my god!
She was celebrating.
Oh my god! I have to see if I can find that.
That clip needs to live on forever.
And if I can find it, we don't even need
You need sound.
Is it? Did I just see it? This one.
There it is. That has to be it.
Let me see if I can fast. I'm sorry, guys. I don't own the rights to this video, so it is credit to Good Morning America. That's who posted this. I'll show just the video part, though, that we're interested in, so I'm not infringing too much, hopefully. Look at her. She got a flag and was celebrating. Look at this chick. Oh, my. Oh, no. What have I done? What have I done? You know what? Somebody has already done this, but have you ever heard that? When they do the whole
finish before her? So
that I don't know. I'm guessing she thought she was in the bronze. I don't know. I'm not listening to it either. So here we go. Laura Garcia Caro's early celebration cost her a bronze medal competing in the 20 kilometer.
And at what point is that?
This was at the European Championships, so this was not in the Olympics. Just to be clear.
Okay.
But hilarious.
Okay,
hilarious.
So it's not Olympics. Well.
I'm gonna find a meme because somebody put the music, where it goes, "Oh no, oh no," or the one where they pause the video and they go, It was at this moment where she realized
She fucked up.
she fucked up. It's a good one. It's a good one. Let's see. Kristen Faulkner leads the U.S. women team pursuit. I don't actually know what that is. In quest for gold medals. So there's another gold medal. I don't know. I just think we're having a good Olympics because I mean, clearly we're kicking everybody's ass because we're the big bad Americans. There was a kid from Italy though. I think he's not even 20 years old and killed it in the long jump. He only got bronze. I will say that he only got bronze, but he looks like he has a long way to go before he peaks, because he flew through the air very easily for, I think he's only like 18, 19 years old. So I'm kind of curious in the long jump now to see what happens with him when he.
What country had that pole vaulter who lost because his dick hit the pole?
France. Just want to say congratulations to you, sir. Your huge wiener cost you a
win
medal.
a different way.
Your huge wiener cost you a medal, but every single woman in Olympic Village
You're very lucky.
wants to come knock on your door. So, congratulations to you.
So I am watching the Olympics. I'm watching the good stuff.
He does not need sponsorship from what was it you were looking at before?
Magnum condoms.
Oh no, he does need that sponsorship, but he doesn't need any. What was it you were asking about before? Pocket pussy. Yeah, he doesn't need one of those tonight. He's his sorrows are being drowned in a whole lot of real. Never mind, forget it. Oh, good stuff, good stuff. What else have we got today, man? I'm running out of steam. I think I'm tired because of my allergies and shit.
I did catch the season finale of House of Dragon.
That's what I wanted to talk about. I forgot. I
We're
knew
2
I
years
had that in
away
my head and I
from
forgot.
season.
All right, so I don't know how to. I want to talk about it, but I don't want to give it away for those of you that are waiting to watch it.
It's a good
I'm gonna. You
season.
know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what Ashley said. We should just. I don't know. She didn't pop. She's home. I don't know why she didn't pop in. She might be tired. She was just like, she was disappointed because it finally, all season she's been like, for the most part, thinking every episode was pretty boring, and it finally got good, but the season ended, and as you pointed out, we're gonna have to wait 2 years for the next season, so that's gonna suck.
Yeah, what people kind of misinterpret about the show is that it's a drama. It's not an action show.
That's fair.
When you look at the
I'd say
drama,
that's fair.
especially in the first season where there's virtually no action, but you're like, holy crap, that was awesome. Because it has good dialogue, good, scheming and politics and within that type of setting. Just good tension all around. See, this season had a little bit more action. But it's a drama. It's not just, hey, we're gonna have a bunch of dragons and sword fighting and all this shit. Yeah, that's gonna be part of it, but it's not gonna be the majority of it.
That's a fair comment.
And they also had to slash the budget because that company was
Way over.
losing a lot of money. Warner Bros. Is losing a lot of money, so they cut budgets all around. There's supposed to be 10 episodes. They had to cut it to 8.
All right, I've
We're
been
2
trying
years
to figure
away.
out.
2.5. Who knows how long it's going to be?
Yeah.
But next year in 2025, they release another Game of Thrones show called Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So they're going to have. I think they're moving
Is that
toward.
like an animated
Yeah,
one?
it's 2 years in between seasons, but they're going to have another show that's going to be that following year.
Oh, okay. Is it like an animated show or what's it
No,
called?
no, it's live action.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look out for that one. I hadn't heard of that one. All right. I think I can ask you a question without spoiling anything. Do you think Alicent is going to follow through?
Yes. Well, not 100% given
Given, yeah, I
what you
gotcha.
see at the
Yeah.
very end.
Yep.
But I also watch videos that talks about what happens in the books. And I was like, I'm not going to
Uh,
remember this in 2 years, so let's just watch this. And they've also changed a lot of what happens in the books between
I
the
do
books and
remember
TV.
hearing that.
Plus, from my
I've heard the
understanding,
books are incredibly long, so I will not
yeah,
be
and
reading them
from
anytime
what
soon.
I've heard, a lot of what the show goes into, the books barely even touch upon. So and this isn't going to be a huge spoiler, but the daughter of Queen Alicent, who is the wife of
Who's the wife of
the son
Aegon?
of Queen Alicent, she's barely in the books, from my understanding. But she actually, you saw in this season, she's not the star of this season, but she's in it a good
No,
amount.
but she's had a pretty significant role for sure. Yeah.
So, but in the book, she's barely in it. That's the change they've done.
Well, luckily for me, am not. I don't read so good, so I will not be reading the books.
Oh, I don't read it either. I just go on YouTube and have someone tell me the story.
It would take me 3 years to get through one book. Well, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that is our version of the buzzer. So I think it's time for us, which we were kind of getting there anyway, to make our closing thoughts. What you got for us today, birthday bro?
Closing thoughts? Nothing really. I wish I could have another season of House of the Dragon in 1 year instead of 2 years.
God, yeah.
I feel like they
Absolutely.
kind of mishandled. I don't say mishandled it. It's more what's modern now. And HBO has always been like that. Even back to The Sopranos, where you have, well, Sopranos would be a long hiatus was like a year and a half. Kind of see that a little bit now.
I'll be honest. I wish I would have watched that, but I never watched Sopranos. And by the
I
time I
watched
was
it
going to,
up
it was
until-
too many seasons.
Up until when I moved out to California from Ohio,
Ah, okay.
because the whole moving thing, I just lost track of it, and then
Well, we just never had HBO, so I just didn't watch it.
yeah, I forgot I was watching. I know I borrowed a DVD from a coworker, from a friend.
Okay.
So that's how I watched the beginning of it, and then I think I somehow got HBO for a little bit, and then when I moved, I didn't get HBO, and then I kind of got spoiled for me when one of the characters died. I was like, oh, they killed. Well, it's been freaking 20 years. Oh, they killed Christopher, or they killed Christopher's wife or girlfriend or whoever she was. The girl that went on the Joey Tribbiani show, Joey from Friends.
I know the character. I don't know which sister, because he had a bunch of sisters. So I don't know. Anyway, do you watch Yellowstone?
I watched the first season because I want to see what it was all about.
Not your thing.
I thought it was okay. I didn't feel like watching the second season.
Well, they're finally going to be releasing, starting the second part of season 5, which is going to be the final season because Kevin Costner is not even going to be in it because they had a falling out. So at least I have that, since House of Dragons is not going to be around for a while. So yeah, that's what I'm going on. Closing thoughts. Alex, happy 29th birthday.
Thank you.
Ben, when you finally get around to this episode, happy 28th birthday.
Man, being in my 20s is awesome.
Right? I'm
Yeah,
way
it feels
older
like
than
just
that.
yesterday I was born in 1990 something.
Yeah, sure, totally. I'm pretty sure the math is right there.
When Bill Clinton was president. Oh, dude, this is kind of a side note. But so Michigan, the head coach of the University of Michigan's football team, and he got something about deleted text messages with college stallions. So they asked Jim Harbaugh about it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is on a college football YouTube channel that I watch. That's more Ohio State centric. given that. But they asked Jim Harbaugh about it, and he just like got so defensive. And he's saying, I was taught not to cheat, not to lie, and this, and then it just sounded so goofy. And then the show I was watching after he said that, he immediately went to a clip of Bill Clinton saying, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman." Whiskey. And it's like, dude,
that
sound a little
is
similar.
Awesome. Let's say, where's the jizz stain on Harbaugh's khakis? Whoa, sorry about that. All right, guys. I think on that note, we're gonna shut her down. We would love it if you would leave a comment for us. I know we didn't have an Ashley cameo this week, and we are missing JR, but comment happy birthday to Alex, and maybe even my buddy Ben if you know type stuff. Or if you have any ideas for us that you might want us to cover, topics, whatever, conversations you think we should engage in, shoot it over to us either in the comments, or you can email us at gagepodcast@gmail.com. Other than that, again, I'm going to ask for more comments. Also going to ask you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and smash the notification bell so you can call me out when I forget to post episodes on Thursday mornings. All right, guys, I think that's about it. We are about to get on out of here. Whoa, wrong one. Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks again for being here. Until next week, this has been another episode of the GAJ Podcast. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next time. Whee!